We are back. Welcome to Changeling the Dreaming Hearts of Fire.
Ooh.
This is the second story of our Changeling the Dreaming Chronicle. Before we get into it, if you'll notice the name of today's program, it is called Interlude, Some Answered Questions. We're going to be trying a little experimental character development in this episode. We're going to see how it goes. Kind of give you a top-down view. So I've given all of our players, Adam and Dee and Monica, all 2 little glass beads that represent, shall we say, dross or something like that. We'll make them themey for the game. We're going to ask them a series of questions. They can turn in a bead if they want to answer the question for what their character did. If they don't turn in a bead, I'll answer the question and tell what happened to their character. It's going to be kind of an interesting dynamic. We'll start with, every player starts with 2 beads. They have 3 questions each, and then there's a set of group questions. And yes, you might need to conserve some of your beads for the group questions because there are more of them. At the end, if there's any left over, the players can use those beads to ask me questions or throw beads across the room like I just did, or make a statement that is true. As long as it's not crazy. I cannot, there's
like
always...
I level up.
Yeah.
But we have to use beads for that?
To make a statement that's true or to ask a question, yeah.
I am a god.
For example, that wouldn't work.
Darn.
In your own mind, that would be my caveat, yes.
I am a god.
So that's kind of the basics of it. It may be clear as mud right now. It's kind of a little interlude system that I developed over the week. It may be crap. It may work great. If it's something that interests you, feel free to use it and tweak it for your own purposes. But we're going to get into this. Before we get started, kind of a little background on where we are now. It is 6 months in the future from when our events happened in our last story. And Eureka has been, for the most part, the sleepy little town that it's always been. Of course, there's always exceptions, and we'll discuss some of those exceptions as we go through. But there have been opportunities for the characters to maybe explore their own pursuits, live their own lives, and also help me plant juicy seeds for drama in the story to come. So, Adam, we're going to start with Varix.
Oh my god!
I've got 3 questions for you. I'm going to read them to you before you make a choice. You can tell me if you want to spend any beads on any of these or not, and then we'll go from there. Okay? So the first question is, why are you staying here? The second question is, what did Gail tell you a month ago?
Ooh.
And the third question is, what did you take from the reverie?
Just decaf coffee and good memories.
Oh my god.
Morgan's Tinder password.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend any on any of those? I can read them again if you need me to.
Okay, so why am I here?
Yep.
What did Gail tell me? And then what did I
What did you take?
take? Not steal.
Take.
That's
Take.
what I'm saying. Good
did I
times,
take?
lessons.
Sweet bread.
Yeah.
Decaf coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those are so juicy. The thing is that I want to kind of figure out what my answer is now.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about this? Let's go around everybody's questions.
That's what I was
give you
thinking
time
too.
to answer.
If that might
Okay.
help,
I'll
because I have no
ponder
clue.
my
Like I know
questions.
Dee
Alright.
gave a whole bunch of what she wanted Morgan to be doing, but I am like, I got no clue.
Yeah.
I
And
have no
forgive me,
clue
Dee,
what
I
I'm
have slept
doing.
since then, so I'll have to, let me get on Messenger and look that up.
Okay.
again.
I printed it, but it did not make it into my game bag.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry.
So, let me get this going here. The questions for Morgan are, where did you wake up last weekend?
Ooh.
What went down with Lady Grace? And who was that on the phone?
Julio. for 2 answers.
Yeah. Just one beat, right? One in.
For Pamela, how's business going for you? What was the council's decision? And what's in the garden?
Ooh. Okay.
A dog turd from
Yeah.
Barracks.
Yes. What did he take from the reverie? I know what he took on the reverie.
Yeah.
So those are the questions. You guys can think them over a little bit. I'm going to go to Dee's thing here.
Can I get some more specifics on mine?
I think the specifics come from you.
The specifics come from you or me.
Okay.
Okay. I think I know what I've got what I'm going to do.
Okay. What do you got?
I'm going to answer one of these.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to answer the why are you here?
Okay.
Okay. So this answer has been changing as Varix has stayed at the reverie. At first, he showed up because he's just a vagabond, trying to figure out his place where he can get away with some mischief and kind of live his vagabond life, messing with as many people as he can. But after staying at the reverie and going through all the events that happened during the first book, the first season, the first sessions, however we want to describe it, he has gained more of a sense of purpose as he's gained a bit more of an attachment towards the reverie.
Although, would he admit that to everyone?
Would he admit that? Absolutely not. Varix's answer out loud would be like, fuck if I know.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, I think a lot of it is still, he's kind of selfishly staying here for his own personal journey. And because, and this may go a little bit with, because of the vision that Gale gave him a while back about being either a hero or a villain.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out, he's kind of fighting the battle in his mind of what he is. And I think he knows deep down that the closest he's going to get to finding out what path he ends up walking is going to be by staying here and by trying to help Pamela and Morgan and the reverie in Eureka Springs. I think he's trying to walk the good path. Now, whether he's in his spare time now after the big events happened, continued to walk that path, maybe I'm going to find out with some of these other questions. But I think the idea, is that he wants... That's the reason why he's staying, is because he still feels like he has more answers to gain about himself and kind of finding out how much more how useful he can be in this scenario. Because as he's been a vagabond, he hasn't had to be useful to anybody else but himself, because he's just been sticking to himself the whole time. And, maybe a part of who he is to find a little bit of use with, just finding his purpose and stuff.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling.
No,
but
no.
You kind of get the idea.
I appreciate the expansion. So, the answers to your questions below.
Yes.
What did Gail tell you last month? She told you to be cautious. We travel in threes. And that's all she said.
Travel in threes.
After a spirited debate, shall we say, when you went into the store one day.
Absolutely.
They did not. Monica was handed a bead over.
And she's like, I said.
You can only affect your own character.
I know.
And what did you take from the reverie? The key to the cellar, the place where Nanny Boo Boo and them stayed.
Varix!
Oh.
Come on!
They've not been able to get down there for several weeks now. And you know why, but you can't tell the truth about it.
Do we get to find out, or do
So
we
is Nanny still staying there? Like, is Nanny locked in the fucking basement?
No,
Oh,
Nanny's
okay.
not around.
So, are you going
My
to tell
candles.
me later on my own?
appropriate dramatic time. Yeah, and I will reveal it to you.
Oh, so even I, as a
You will know.
character-
You will know as a player and as a character.
Will I know as a player before everyone else does?
Yes.
Okay.
You will. Yep.
Because I can't tell them anyways.
Right. I'll tell you. Like probably I'll send you a private message
Okay.
and explain it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. D for Morrigan. You need to repeat the questions, or are you good?
One was where she woke up last weekend.
What went down with Lady Grace,
What went down with Lady Grace?
and who was that on the phone?
And who was that on the phone? I feel like I should pick the weekend one. But I'm scared it's gonna blow up in my face. Shit. Sure, we'll do the weekend one.
Yay!
You don't want to answer one of the other ones either?
No.
Otherwise, because right now we're stocking up for these group questions
I
later.
know, but like I don't.
It don't matter. I just wondering.
I don't know. I'm waiting for something to bad blow up in my face.
So tell me the answer to your question. Where did you wake up last weekend?
I guess. Where or with who?
Question says where. Where?
You can answer with who if you want. With who? Leo.
Yeah. I guess wherever he's staying.
At Julio's apartment?
Yes.
All right.
Julio.
I mean, they could have just been.
Nope. What did they do?
Oh.
Yep. What did they do, Morgan?
Are they?
What did they do?
Are they dating?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know what they did.
Yay!
This is going to be a mature episode. What did they do exactly?
There was a big black curtain that faded in.
Yeah,
For a second,
very
I was like, oh.
If she had said Big Blue, I'd have went, whoa!
Betty, no!
It's never been a family show.
Had me in the first half, not going to lie.
It's never been a family show, but there's always a limit.
Somewhat. I don't know. We haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question. What went down with Lady Grace? As you sent me in your notes, you kind of felt sorry for her, but you told her what you thought about things, laid it out. You said you don't like her, probably won't ever like her. And you're really sorry about what happened to her, that she didn't deserve it, and that she hopes in time she heals. All of that is true. But what also happened, with a very sorrowful look on her face, she told you, "I'm sorry for what I did. And I'm sorry for what is about to come. The eyes of Atlanta are on this town."
Of course.
And she says, "Whether you like me or not, you will need me."
That may very well be true. I mean, I don't think Morrigan's going to be like, "Fuck no, we don't need you." Morrigan's probably like, probably.
Plus, Morgan can't lie.
Morrigan can't lie. Well, she can. It's a banality.
Yeah.
Well, because her antithesis is forcing oneself or others to conform to societal expectations. And most of the time when you're lying, it's because what you've done does not fit into a societal expectation. So when you lie, you're forcing yourself to fit in.
Yeah.
I had to really think loops around that one, but I figured it out.
It's fine. It's whatever makes you happy.
Whatever
So-
helps you sleep at night.
Yeah.
In Julio's bed.
Yeah.
The last question.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that on the phone? A concerned person
Oh.
asking to speak to what is Morgan's full human name?
Morgan Haynes Smith.
Asking to speak to her with that name. When the phone is answered,
Mm-hmm.
a familiar voice by the
Okay.
name of Dr. Burns says that he's got a young ward who spoke of you and it made him look you up in the records. He says, I won't give full names, but she's a young lady. You may
He's
know her.
fucking got Julia.
Her parents were concerned for her. She seemed to exhibit instances of PFFD. And from what she was saying, this camera camp that she went to only excited that and exacerbated it more. He feels you're not over your healing, and he sure would like to talk to you and have you come in again.
Oh my Christ.
But one thing is true. He knows where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay, let's kill him.
Yeah, I think he said about, like, you're not over your healing.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I wonder why, Dr. Burns.
Yeah.
let's kill him.
He don't know me. He don't know my life.
Yeah, Pamela's like, let's kill
I'll
him.
kill him.
Yeah.
I mean,
No more
Pamela's
Mrs.
turned
Nice
into
Boggin.
the darkest boggart now.
oh my goodness, I am so pissed off. There's no way to like.
Could have been somebody else on the phone.
It could have been anybody else.
I understand it could have been somebody else on the phone, but that could have blown up in my face too.
That's true.
Exactly.
It could have been a robocall asking
Yeah.
you about your extended car warranty.
Yeah, the extended Vespa warranty.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Pamela, your questions were how's business? What was the council's decision? And what's in the garden?
I don't want any. I'm gonna leave them all to you.
Leave them all to me?
That is brave.
Wow.
I honestly, this is how little I know of what has, like, I have even fathomed what's been going on. I've thought about whether the Reverie should be doing well or not, and honestly, I am slightly okay with either one of those because I thought that maybe business might be lagging a little bit because of her responsibilities with the council.
You no longer own the Reverie.
Oh, fuck!
Well, Hammer Meat Nail, you pretty much described it. It's not doing great.
Okay,
Um,
I accept that.
There's not been that many weddings. It seems like word has got around from the previous wedding that you had over the spring. Word travels fast among the rich and influential.
The contest didn't help at all.
And it's a tough time. People aren't traveling as much as they used to, it seems. And they're not coming to Eureka as much.
Are we still sponsored by Diners Club?
No, we lost our Diners Club sponsorship too.
Oh man.
But it almost seems strange, almost something worth noting is a lot less changelings come here too. Almost like they're being told to stay away. Or rumors abound of what went down in the spring. What was the council's decision? The council's decision was to draw measures to declare the duchy an independent state
Wow.
and to act upon this declaration at the proper time.
Okay.
So we're about to have a War of Independence, quite
It
possibly.
could very possibly happen.
All right.
Who are we
Bring
under
it.
first?
Now, how do what?
Who are we under?
You
The Kingdom of
of
Oh,
Willows.
Okay.
Yeah, a king named Milg.
Oh, right.
Given
yeah,
the
okay.
given the situation that developed and the links to Milg, the council, in a split decision, some wanting to stay, others wanting to leave.
What did I say? Do I get to choose?
What was the deciding vote?
Oh, yeah. Leaving.
Okay.
I think she thinks that the help that she has gotten has all been from this council. And while she knows that that's not something you base a decision like this on, the fact that there's been so much of this corruption and secrecy is kind of like, we might as well try to do this. Rather that than have something horrible happen again because we don't know who we can trust. I don't know. Something along those lines. But she's not like, oh yeah, fuck everybody else. She's just like, I think it's worth a shot, basically.
The final question, what's in the garden? A horse.
A horse?
A horse
Whose horse is that?
that's solid white
Ooh, Shadowfax.
with a horn on its head.
Oh! I did a unicorn!
One morning, while you're trimming roses, you turn around, feel a nuzzle on your shoulder, and there it is.
Oh my.
Would have been better if it was black.
It's friendly enough to you.
Is it chimerical?
It obviously is.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Does it have like a look like a regular horse in the real world, or like it's not there in the real world?
Not there in the real world.
Okay. Does it talk?
No. It only follows you. If you come out, it expects you. It shies away from the other two.
It's my virginity personified. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
No kinning or gray mare roll necessary, yes.
What? What?
You know in mythology that's what the humans dreamed, is that unicorns followed virgin maidens.
Virgins are like unicorns nowadays.
So that's why Morrigan didn't get a unicorn.
Where's my unicorn?
Oh, he died a long time ago.
Your unicorn is fossilized somewhere.
Your unicorn was like a pony for 6 weeks.
It was good while it lasted.
Now, sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not.
It's a boy?
You'd think. You don't know. It doesn't have
It
doesn't have genitalia or a butthole or any of that stuff.
Oh, thank God.
It's a symbol
So I
of
don't have to feed
virginness.
Do what?
I don't have to feed it.
No.
Cool.
It does munch on the grass, or at least pretend to in a
What?
chimerical way.
That's adorable, but do I know why this is happening?
You do not.
Cool. I got a ghost unicorn friend.
Do we know this is a symbol of her virgin status?
We'll have you roll for it whenever you come back to the game.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm glad I didn't spend any. Because I would have been like, oh, a nice bench or some shit. Or a gazebo.
Yeah, they could be good or bad. So here's the group questions.
Okay.
I got two beads for us.
Okay.
We got 4 total.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
And you remember, you have at the end, you can also ask questions.
Yeah.
And you have to spend a bead to ask or declare something that's true. All right. The group questions. Number 1, who was the unexpected guest?
Cool. Is my horsey virginity?
Who gained 2 banality slashes and why?
Ooh.
Who gained 2 nightmare slashes and why?
Oh, shit.
What's the rumored goings on at the Christ of the Ozarks?
Ooh.
The last one is what came in the mail yesterday.
Wait, how many questions is that?
That's 5.
It's 5. Oh.
I really hope it wasn't me with the nightmare. I already have a lot.
I only have one nightmare.
Speaking of which,
And these are slashes, not permanent dots.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Does the banality doesn't like if we I know glamour and willpower we got back obviously over
That's
time.
what I was wondering, yeah.
But like,
did our nightmare slash go away?
No, those don't.
Okay.
Those
and
don't
banality doesn't either.
change. Banality, if it gets none of that changes.
I have a power to get rid of some nightmare, I think, for Faye. Look.
Were we supposed to be adding slashes every time we got nightmare?
Yeah, were you adding whole ass dots?
Yes.
Oh Lord, D.
Yes, I can spend a glamour to lower a changeling's nightmare by
Let me
1.
see. Let me see here.
I have 3 whole ones, but
Well, that might be a possibility.
that's
I don't have have any whole nightmares.
Because the first time you spend get.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. So your nightmare as it fills up. You. Well, your sheet is this different than?
I don't think so.
Let's see yours.
Is it different?
So
I think there
when
was a different
when nightmare fills up, there
Is
it
supposed
triggers
to be
some.
dots.
No, it's slashes.
Okay.
So when your nightmare, I was thinking wrong. So when your nightmare fills up, it triggers something to happen.
Your last point of willpower gets a circle around it, and if you use it, you
That's it.
whatever it's called.
Yeah. You do bedlam or something like that.
Yes, bedlam. I couldn't
Yeah.
think of what it was.
Yeah. So yes, that if your nightmare track fills up.
Yes.
So that is what happens. So
I know one. Morgan gets banality because she lied to Julio twice. Yeah, it was good, baby. I'm just kidding.
Morgan has so little experience. It probably wouldn't matter.
So
That's true.
do you guys
Oh,
want
God.
the questions again and
Yes.
decide if you want to spend any on them? Who was the unexpected guest? Who gained 2 banality slashes and why? Who gained 2 nightmare slashes and why? What's the rumored goings on at the Christ of the Ozarks? And what came in the mail yesterday?
What is the Christ of the Ozarks?
That's
Big
statue.
statue.
You know that Christ statue, like in Brazil, that you always see? It's like that, only there's one in Eureka.
Oh.
It looks like a cheap knockoff version of the one in Brazil. It is
Yeah.
not as well carved.
It is not.
I'm
It's like
sorry
the-
if
It's
you
very
know who carved it, or if you're like related, descended,
It's not
It's
good.
like
but
the,
it's not good. I
it's
apologize.
like the Eiffel Tower in Paris, Arkansas.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Something bad like that where you're
Yeah.
just like, "Eesh, okay.
It's the Eiffel Tower in Paris, Arkansas, but it's leaning. Or it's not on a level surface or something.
I would
It's
like
not very good.
to give. How does nightmare happen? Because if we answer, we have to say why.
Nightmare usually happens when you're pushing to get a cantrip off.
Unleashing.
If you're unleashing, you automatically get one.
If you botch a cantrip.
Yeah.
Which is how I got my first one.
Yeah, same. I think. I'm thinking that I might give it. I would like to have the nightmare for myself because I do have the power to get rid of it. And I was thinking that maybe since the Reverie's not doing well, I could have gotten it by trying to like dream walk or or kindle something, and that had botched it because I'm under stress.
Okay.
Something
So
like
you want to
that.
spend a bead to do that?
Is that cool with you?
No?
I feel like that makes sense.
All
And then
right.
No one else has to have it.
Okay. So that one is answered.
So I get 2 slashes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, or X's or however you're doing them.
I was 2
Yeah.
slashes.
I'll have Morgan do the banality
Oh.
because she's got a call from Dr. Burns. Dr. Burns
Oh,
knows
she'd be
exactly
great,
where
yeah.
she's at, what she's doing. And he could very well, for all she knows, he's in contact with her family.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed likely given the information he knew.
Yeah. So Tina probably fucking snitched.
Okay.
That fits. What were the other
Fuck
ones?
you, Tina.
Oh, the goings on.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Unexpected guest.
Was it 2?
Goings on at Christ of the Ozarks and what came in the mail yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it dots or slashes in banality?
It would
think
be
he said
slashes.
slashes.
Okay.
It's not full on dots.
Okay, so it'd be like 1 X that would be filled in.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it would. You only do. It doesn't work like damage.
Okay.
It goes slash and then you move to the next box.
Okay, cool.
Slash. Yeah.
Either way works. Okay, so yeah, I was doing my nightmare right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you were.
I was like, are we supposed to? I thought it was like
You're good.
damage, and I panicked
No,
for a
you're
minute.
good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
the only thing I think maybe I would want us to answer is maybe the unexpected guest, but I don't know who it would be.
Keep in mind, you can save your beads for
Yeah.
making statements later.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas for statements either. So
Okay.
because the
Or
goings on.
ask me questions and I'll reveal stuff.
Yeah, the goings on. I want to see what it is. I don't want to answer it, kind of.
Okay.
What about y'all?
Or the mail
I'm out.
or unexpected guest.
What was it? What came in the mail yesterday?
What came in the mail yesterday? Who was the unexpected guest? And what are the rumored goings on at the Christ of the Ozarks?
Do we only have one beat left?
Adam's got one.
Oh,
too.
he's got one. I was thinking, I'm paranoid that the letter in the mail is going to be something bad. But it might not.
The only thing I could think of is when it said business was not doing good, it's like a debt or something.
Yes.
Or
Dr. Burns, some shit.
well, if he's calling,
Yeah,
mail
true.
is not going to either. I don't think he's going to be sending mail.
But, okay, here's another question. What would our statements be? Do y'all have any, or questions to Ryan be, I mean? Because I have no clue.
Is the letter good or bad?
Yeah. I don't think we can do it after, though, can we? Because you're going to tell us.
Right.
Right, yeah, so, yeah.
Remember, you can modify statements with those as well. So, for example, if you didn't like that the unicorn,
Oh, I love the unicorn. Unicorn's staying.
was disappearing or something, and you wanted it to stay around, you can say
Oh.
he stays.
He's shrinking and he sleeps with me in my bed.
Yep. It's a mini corn.
Yeah, now a mini corn. No. Let's switch to the Dr. Burns.
Another fair question would be, what does Dan like the unicorn?
Aw. I hope so. But I'm not. I'm leaving this to fate. I'm fully in with whatever happens in the game.
I know.
I guess that's a bad
And
mentality.
no, and that's good too. It's really at your discretion.
All right.
What are you spending that on?
No, I'm giving it to the
Oh,
group because I have
okay.
no opinion.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of with you. I don't.
There's a part of me that wants to make the letter something just
too.
to.
But I don't know what it would be.
A check for $1 million.
I'm pretty sure that's going to get
Yeah.
vetoed.
Well, I'm just thinking, because my character. Okay, so. My character's been not on the run, but has been a vagabond for a while.
He's been on the run.
And, he's probably been on the run. But, I feel bad because I probably should have thought of more of an actual backstory too for this, but I'm wondering if I could make the thing in the mail be like some kind of letter from like my house or not from my family.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'd be interested to bring more of my
Yeah, because
family
it's kind of a
in.
mysterious.
It's a
you
mysterious
show up.
thing.
You mean mortal family?
Or just your pet or your house.
Oh, you meant? Oh, I thought
Oh,
you
I
meant.
don't-
I
I
thought you
don't
meant like
know.
a physical like home that you lived in.
I don't
You probably
know
meant like
either.
You probably meant like your Fae house, didn't
Oh, I
you?
have no clue.
I-
Me either.
I don't know. I mean, I guess because I'm so new to all of this. Is your mortal family just regular ass mortals?
Most of the time.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you can
not,
be close
but
with
most of
them
the time.
or estranged from them. I just don't really mention them because I don't do that much backstory with my person.
Mm-hmm.
So like I imagine that I do have family, but it's just doesn't have much bearing on the
I
story.
think on your backstory you said they travel a lot.
Oh, okay. See, she knows more than me. That's how little. I'm just like, I went to college and I liked to design cozy places, and then I'm a change.
So I guess I was thinking more like of the Fae
Okay.
too.
That'd be cool.
All right. Your house again, remind me?
House Allele.
Oh, okay.
They may have heard about the us going for independence, and they may be like, "Hey, are you there?"
Well,
how would they
I'm
know?
wondering if the rumblings of what's been going on
Has reached them.
has reached.
and
yeah.
they're like, "What the shit, dude?"
That'd be cool.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
there's some kind of they don't know where I've been for a certain amount of number of either years at this
yeah.
point that now it seems possible that there's this puka that's in Eureka Springs that's got all of the trademarks of me, of Varix.
Okay. So,
So
you want to spend it for that?
I think that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
cool with that.
The letter comes from a Pisky by the name of Sally Forth, who is a representative for House Alil, requesting permission from the lady ruling Region 7 of the Duchy of the Ozarks to attend court and seek solace among the balefires therein, with the understanding that hospitality will be given as well as received in due course, and that this is a mission of pure diplomacy. Ferrex, you know this person.
Okay.
This person, what you do know of them is, Piskies are little thieves. They can't help it. But she didn't get to where she is in the court by just charm alone. She's wilier than she looks. And she is someone you know. And the letter was addressed to you, yet was more about towards Pamela. She's doing the proper
favor
kind
of thing.
doing proper protocol, all that stuff. So she's letting you know she's coming and addressing the letter to her.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So that is that question.
What are the
That's all my beads. So
We got one left. I don't think I want to use them. Will you go over the questions again?
Uh-huh.
Just to make sure.
It's just Christ the Ozarks and who is the unexpected guest at this point.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh.
Which I guess technically that might have
She could be
that question could have worked either for the male
Yeah.
or could have worked for the unexpected guest, depending on when she showed up. But
Possibly.
I think I'm good. We could think of a statement or a question or a modification.
works for me.
I don't know what though.
The unexpected guest. Since no one chose that, I will not answer it.
So it'll be truly unexpected.
They came. You don't know they did.
Oh shit. Okay. This is
It's-
Varric's inverse of my unicorn. It's like a fucked up frog with a bunch of diseases. And it's black.
It's Gale sneaking in.
For a booty call.
That's what she meant when she said we come in threes.
Oh. Or some.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Sorry. I couldn't stop myself. I'm sorry.
Neither could Gail.
I'm not doing those noises.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Just like that.
All right.
She goes, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper it to you." I threw my throat out cackling.
Need some water? Oh, you
Yes,
got some.
yes, I
Okay.
do.
Goings on at the Christ in the Ozarks. The rumor is that the place is expanding, and as such is wanting to buy property adjoining the reveries.
Adjoining the reveries?
The whole play?
No, but the franchise itself. And we're not using the real person that owns that place, by the way, out of respect. But the person owning it now in our game is Jebediah Holt.
What
Is it
a
changeling?
dick.
Is it a changeling?
Not at all.
Of course.
Is it an autumn person?
Man.
Almost.
Great.
He's gonna put a fucking petting zoo next to us. We can't have this for our wedding.
I don't. Petting zoo is probably the least of our worries.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It's just like an adjoining finger. Like the land, the parcel fingers out to touch your backyard.
That's too close to the Trons and the Balefires for me.
That is a
bro.
concern.
But it's just a rumor? Or It's fact now.
It's fact.
It's fact. Okay.
All right. Those are our 5 questions.
We could use our bead to say we set it on fire.
That's what I was thinking too. How could we destroy it? Or buy it? I don't
You
got
set
enough
the stone
money.
Jesus fat statue on fire. Yes.
Get
Oh,
fired.
Lord.
That is an incredibly accurate description of the statue.
It is a dumpster fire. Okay.
I know we got a bead. I don't know what to do.
You don't have to spend it.
Well, we got to.
Well, if they don't have another reason to spend it, then I have something I would want to ask.
Sure.
I would want to expand on the whole Gale saying we come in threes.
Oh, we know what that meant.
Yeah.
I want to know what it actually means.
That.
If you can.
You glean enough from it, I'll give you this. You glean enough from it that you know she's talking about Slua. You have met 2.
Yeah. That's what I
Oh.
thought. So I guess.
It's met 2 of them, so maybe the unexpected guest was the third one.
Yeah, the one we don't know. It could be someone in our pipes.
Certainly not in my pipes.
Certainly not Pamela's pipes, you know. I got a unicorn to take care of.
Morgan takes her pipes elsewhere,
Child to
apparently.
feed. I have a child to feed now. This is my child.
This is my baby unicorn named Virginity. No.
Virginia.
Virginia.
Virginia. It's either Virginia or Snowball. I haven't decided yet. It doesn't have a name.
Snowball, Virginia.
Snowball. I don't know if Snowball works.
Yeah, Varix would be like, Snowball? You mean
Snowball.
like the sex act? And she'd
Yeah.
be like, no.
It'll
Okay,
go away if that happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's all he would have. You'd have just to constantly. No, Virginia, like the sex act.
I even say anything.
Yeah.
Call it Cherry.
No, Varix! Call it Upper Deck or whatever. the
Upper
fucking
Decker.
Whatever steamer.
Call it Cleveland Steamer.
Yes, that one. Well, Cleveland's a good name.
Is it still PC to call it a Dirty Sanchez?
No,
Probably
but
not.
you did the Mexican joke.
Yeah,
so
so
if it's coming
take
from
that
anyone,
one back. Yeah.
coming from
We're all going to
Varix.
hell now.
Yeah.
All right. So, some interesting developments.
Yeah.
How do you all feel about what you've learned about the
Excited.
last few months that have expired? Or what word am I looking for? Not expired.
Transpired.
Transpired. Good Lord. Okay. Yeah. Feeling okay?
I think
Nothing
so.
too terrible?
So we have a new...
I'm most worried about Dr. Birds, to be honest.
I'm not as worried about. I probably should be way more worried about Dr. Burns.
Oh,
Quote-
if I find
to
out
quote
if he comes
Yoda,
here,
You will be.
Yeah. Like,
I'll kill him. I don't care.
so.
Pamela has taken Morgan through so many triggered phases that she knows all about Dr. Bird. So she hates that guy.
Julio probably knows about Dr. Burns too. He's probably had to experience a
Yeah. So if they've been
trigger
dating for-
episode by now.
Has not.
He hasn't-
Oh, with you. Yes. Seeing you do that. Yes.
yeah.
Himself, no. That's
Yeah. That's
Oh.
I don't mean that he himself.
I
is
got you. Yeah.
I mean like he's done seen.
Yeah. I got you.
He,
How long have they been together now?
A few months.
Okay. Yeah, he probably knows a little bit.
I guess about 6 months now.
Cool.
Yeah, he probably knows quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
What's Sally's name again?
Sally Forth.
Sally Forth. And
isn't that like the Sally Forth?
okay, so that was the what? I don't need to use a bead to be like, what's the layman terms of like what she was talking about? Something about court.
She's coming on behalf of your house
Uh-huh.
to seek a political meeting with Pamela.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, she'd probably ask you, like, what does this mean? She wouldn't know.
Yeah.
What does this house want with us?
Well, that's so now knowing that that's the intention of it, that I can start thinking of like
Just, I would suggest looking up your house and their motivations and why they do things. It might.
Aren't they very like behind the scenes, pulling the strings?
That's more Grace's house.
No, they're more about. Here, I'll read you a wiki about it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Although some may question the wisdom of writing down the history and ways of House O'Leal, I believe that the current disruption in Concordian politics represents a unique opportunity for the advancement of the House's greater purpose. To this end, I've compiled this manuscript as a statement of who and what the O'Leal are, so that even their newest members may act with full knowledge and their means. The House thrives on power. Over the long centuries, they have perfected their skills in diplomacy and intrigue. They wear their unseelie natures with pride, despite the efforts of the seelie rulers of Concordia to paint them as villains. House O'Leal has an ancient heritage as the leaders of the Winter Court, a legacy denied to them since the resurgence by the usurpers of House Gwydion. Their house symbol is the dragon, the most powerful and canny of mythic beasts. They emulate the wisdom and the subtlety of the great serpent in their dealings with those outside their house. Unlike the hedonists of House Lianan or the nihilists of House Baylor, they have learned the lessons of patience and planning. Despite the lateness of the hour, the nearness of endless winter, and the sometimes insufferable condescension of their seelie kin, those of House O'Leal rest secure in the knowledge that their goal, to restore the long upset balance of duality that forms the essence of the dreaming itself, lies almost within their grasp.
Okay.
Power hungry, want to retake a legacy that they feel is rightfully theirs.
Okay.
So there you go.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Which is probably why you have conflicting feelings that you do. So that is what you are of. So kind of their they honor customs. They abide by the things even the seelie houses do. And they follow a code. They take their oaths and usually keep them. They act responsibly towards commoners, which is why Sally Forth is able to come see you, because she would be considered a commoner. And they look to their interests as well as their own she members. They are sworn to a High Lord Erdath, who represents the will of the house in the mortal world. Beyond their allegiance to him, their house relies on infrastructure of the nobility to give shape and direction to the actions. In this, they differ little from the seelie houses. Where they diverge is in the paucity of their freeholds. Most members of the house hide the locations of their freeholds in order to prevent their invasion by the more fanatic members, i.e. the majority of House Gwydion. In a few regions of Concordia, they hold fiefs openly, swearing with reluctance nominal loyalty to the High King. In other parts of the world, the house maintains a more open and accepted presence due to the greater tolerance of the British and Celtic Fae for the unseelie in their midst. So, I'll give you guys this so you can read it in depth in the chat. I'll put it in there so you can look at it later. But that is your house. They're not necessarily like snakes and vipers in the wings or anything. But they're playing by the rules to get their way, that type of thing.
Okay.
So that's why it was very formal. All right.
Well, I guess she could be a interesting political ally for the coming Atlanta thing.
Yeah.
Unless she
run
is
into
from
Atlanta.
Atlanta, and I don't know that.
Oh,
You do
God.
know that.
Oh, she is from Atlanta.
Oh God. All our problems came from Atlanta. That's why I want to be independent.
I guess technically Nanny was a problem, but she was a fun problem.
Yeah, and we converted her with the power of niceness. But I can't do that on everybody. I mean, I will try, but it won't work on everybody.
And what is she? What is Sally Forth again?
A Pisky.
A Pisky.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, those questions have been answered, but several more have now been created, and more shall remain to come as we go through our story. We're excited to launch Hearts of Fire next week, we'll be kicking it off with a visit from a group of people in white coats.
Oh my
Until
God.
we see you all again.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Geotuck wishing you all the best and happiest of dreams. Good night, everyone.